good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss or have a presentation on averting power shortage and what are the alternative solutions. We have invited the real workhorse of the industry so that we would not be pointing to any other source more authoritative than these ones. For our speaker today, I'm not going through any more so much introduction. For our speaker today, who's going to give us the lowdown on the power shortage. Right now, he says the power shortage in the Philippines looks or appears to be somewhere in the vicinity of 550 megawatts. He's going to explain to us where these are and what may happen in the next few days, months. And he says 2011 is going to be a real problem here. He also has some units in master's degree in nuclear engineering from the University of the Philippines. I'm not going to go any further, and I'm going to introduce the reactors after his presentation. Then we will have, after the reactors, the open forum. So, without further ado, I give you Engineer Urbano Bong Mendiola.
Mr. Gil Santos, President and Trustee of the Center for Philippine Futuristics. Our district is panel of reactors. Mr. Oli Serapita, Mr. Jess Tamang, Mr. Yongping Sai, and Mr. David De Monte. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Energy policies, which were then implemented by National Power Corporation through a power development plan of capacity additions and transmission expansions. It was also a highly regulated regime, considering that the electricity rates of the National Power Corporation are subject to the approval of the Energy Regulatory Board. The rates that can be passed to the end consumers by private distribution utilities, local government units, as well as electric.
You have 30 minutes.
Okay, well, in the face of the start presentation, I would just like to give you some momentary good news. There has been a deluge of applications of RE developers. The DOE has been deluged with these applications, but this is only momentary because the bad news is this cannot be implemented within the next few years. No? Because these are mainly big developers. And therefore, the association would like to really, as we are called to react and give some solutions, we would like, while we endorse the big developers, we would like to really push for a widespread implementation of smaller, let us say micro or mini grids in off-grid areas. We should use the twin pillars of alternative energy, that is renewable energy and energy efficiency. There are a lot of small energy resources which are never tapped because these are deemed insufficient for commercial purposes. Small streams, hydro, globally, wherever it's available, is the cheapest source of renewable energy. It is very sustainable, it is available 24/7. It's only now that we have the bad occurrence of El Nino. But as I have traveled to the mountain areas, there are a lot of trickling waters, even during summer before the El Nino phenomenon, and therefore the association has been encouraged to deploy peak hydro solutions. Peak hydro means 200 watts, very small, up to 1,000 watts. During my presentations to IIE and BSME practitioners, I was even challenging them, that if they have barangays where there are small streams, which can be tapped for peak hydro applications, our association would be able to give them the necessary support. We can even advance demo units to barangays which would like to have a taste of small hydro systems. The head for Pico Hydro is only 1.5 meters, as tall as me. And you need only about 35 liters per second. So small strings can be used. You can put them together on a modular type such that fluctuations of what can really be solved only also by Pico Hydro, because you can close one small Pico Hydro one after the other, not like the big hydros when it reaches the threshold you have to shut off the entire plant. I wish I could show you a Pico Hydro solution presentation, and you would really appreciate the application of Pico Hydro. In our applications, I would just like also to tell you that while we connect households, we are using them also in the daytime, because typical rural households use power only for about 5 to 6 hours. 1.5 hours in the morning and 3.5 to 1.5 hours in the evening. So in the time, we charge small torches like this, and this can be used during the night time for 12 hours. These are now replacing kerosene lamps in thousands of households.